Right. Good afternoon, everybody. I hope you all can hear me, right?
Yes, sir.
Is it possible? Like, is it?
Yes, sir. Can.
You can hear me clearly, right?
Yes, sir. Can hear.
Okay. Right. And I just want to go back and tell like where we had been started again. I just want to revise like because after 1 week time we are doing the session, right? So because of that, like uh, we first we discuss about the overall theories that are available on human learning, right? Just a introductory level, right? In there, we identified there are several human learning theories that are available that you can apply, integrate in your teaching process within your school, right? And along with it, like then the second day we discuss about particularly we discuss about the behaviorism, right? In the behaviorism, we learn about different approaches, right? We talk about the different approaches, right? Actually, we talk about two main approaches in behaviorism, right? Behaviorism. So that means we talk about the classical and operant conditioning, and in those two things, I think like you all knows about what are the principal theories are. Okay, and then the third day we discuss about the cognitivism, and next day we talk about the systematic forgetting. What are the reasons for forgetting, and what are the ways that you can reduce the level of forgetting, and that kind of a scenario. And the next one we talk about the social learning, right? Social learning. And today I am moving on to intelligence, right? Because there is a theory called multiple intelligence, right? Because it is one of a modern theory is they are called multiple intelligence, right? Multiple intelligence in the sense like we are, that means after lots of researchers, the people found that when there are different skills are there with small kids, right? When you get a small kid, that all not all the kids are general or common, right? That means they are really good at mathematics. No, when you are going through a class, you will find kids with who are good at mathematics, who are good at music, who are good at sports, who are good at different things, right? So because of that, like researchers have been focused on, okay, like if people are telling this is about behaviorism, right? So that means everybody, like if I'm a maths teacher, I can control everybody and make everybody expert in mathematics, right? But I cannot do it. The reason is, even in my class, like if I have 50 students and if I use the proper behaviorism and I'm using reinforcements and punishments as necessary, but still but still I cannot pretty sure that my all the students will expert in mathematics, right? There could be discrepancies. And some of the kids are there, even we are telling into the core, but still those students cannot understand a bit. Understood, right? Maybe you are having those kind of kids in your class as well, right? Then, yeah, is there any problem or question? Any question? No, right?
No, sir.
Anybody like has any question?
No, sir.
Yeah, right. And then what happened was like the researchers had been going through the literature and they found like, okay, if we go with the cognitivism, right? Cognitivism is about there are stages of understanding the brain process will happen, like okay, first the sensing and then the motor skills and all those things. So like it needs to be common to everybody, but it isn't, right? The thing is like sometimes some of the students are there, they are early bloomers, some of them are late bloomers, right? So then people are just finding out what is the reason for that. Like social learning won't work with them. So then researchers found that there is a thing called intelligence, right? Intelligence means we are talking about intelligence like in particularly, but I'm just giving you a slight idea before I'm starting the lesson. Like intelligence in the sense, like you know about the knowledge, right? You know about the thing called knowledge. But if you have the knowledge, that means you have a weapon, but you don't know how to use it, right? Where you need to use it, how to use it, in what kind of situation I have to use it. That is about what? Intelligence, right? That means like having knowledge only, not giving a person a wisdom, right? Or person a ability to perform, right? That person need to have a proper intelligence, right? So we'll talk about it, but I think like in your syllabus you already learn about one type of intelligence called emotional intelligence, right? Emotional intelligence, have you learned it? Anybody?
Yeah, we kind of did like about emotional learning, sir.
Yeah, emotional learning means like I don't know, like emotional learning, okay? But there is a thing called emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence in the sense like you can understand another person's emotions, right? That means like you have a knowledge that when a person is having these things, he's sad or something like that. But if you cannot measure their what you call the changes, That means you are not having a proper emotional intelligence. So intelligence is about to use things properly. We'll see one by one, right? Intelligence. So because of that, my lesson has two main parts. Like I think you have been shared two documents for today's lesson, right? I guess if I'm right, right? Two documents. One is a present. Both presentations are there. So I'm starting up with the background presentation, right? I'm not just jumping into the multiple intelligence, which means like some of you will have some dark gray areas when I'm starting with the what you call multiple intelligence, right? So I'm just starting with intelligence, right? So what do you mean by intelligence? Intelligence is the ability to learn from experience, solve problems, and use your knowledge to adapt to new situations. That's what I told you about. Like having the knowledge is not going to work, right? You can have the knowledge by reading the books and everything. And also, if you want to swim, like you have lots of books to read, like about swimming for dummies and swimming skills, best 25 swimming skills, how you want to start it and everything. So that is the knowledge, right? You can go to the YouTube and see the basics of swimming and everything. But the problem is, still you do not have the intelligence, right? The intelligence is about you are doing it practically, right? You're doing it practically, right? When you're doing it practically, you are getting experience, right? As an example, in your YouTube video, whatever the person who is showing you how to swim is a master swimmer, so they are not going to do any kind of a what do you call mistakes, right? Maybe they will show you the mistake. This kind of a thing could happen, but actually they are doing those mistakes in the controlled way. So those things are not. That means like what you call unplanned ones, right? Those are the things called planned ones, like planned mistakes. But in your life, you are having unplanned mistakes, right? Unplanned, right? So the because of that, what we are telling is like intelligence is about you have the knowledge, but you have to give them to learn from the experience and let them to solve problems. That means face the real world, right? So because of that, like you can show to your kids like how to calculate, how to do the calculation properly. You can tell to your kid on, you can show to your kids on like how to draw something, a plane on your board, right? After you are drawing the plane, and if you are telling like, so I teach you how to draw the plane, so now you know how to draw the plane. No, it is not going to work. The problem is what? The problem is you have been shown how to draw it. That's true because you have the intelligence, right? You have the intelligence. You have been drawn the same plane for 5 to 10 years back, like, and every semester you are drawing that plane. So you know where the things can be gone wrong. So you are right, drawing the plane at that means correctly at once. But when it comes to the kids, yes, you are giving them the knowledge, but they haven't, or in their whole life, they haven't drawn a plane. So the first time they are going to draw a plane, what happens is they are not in the perfect world. They are not in the perfect world. Then only they are finding out, okay, what is the pressure I need to put into the pencil, right? And how I need to get the curves, right? How my hand needs to be in position, right? Do I need to pressure into high level or can I draw it smoothly? So all those things all about what? Let them to solve the problem. Learn from the experience, right? If the kid's plane is not showing like a plane or seeing like a plane, then they are understanding, okay, that this is the part I was going wrong. So next time there could be a small improvement, right? So that's right. Intelligence is all about what? Application of knowledge into the real world problem to solve the problems, right? Okay, intelligence, right? So there are lots of intelligent theories have been came up, but according to your subject area, according to your mm, program, according to your program, you are only learning what? Gardner's multiple intelligence theory, right? You're not going to do anything else, right? You're not going to do anything else, right? But there are lots of theories are there in the world, like where we are finding out the intelligence levels, right? But in the that means, rather than early childhood, like in A levels, O levels, other examinations, competitive examinations, we are using different intelligence checking, validating skills. Okay, right, right. So
Sir, please excuse me. This is a different set of slides that you're showing, is it, sir?
no, this is the slide set that I shared in the morning.
Because if I'm not wrong, Sir Myron sent a different set of slides.
Uh, that is not about intelligence, is it?
It is about intelligence, but it's not what you're showing, sir.
Is it about multiple intelligence?
Yeah.
Yes.
So that is my second slide set. That's
Uh,
what I asked from you. You
is
have two slides.
is it possible to get this, sir?
I think we got only one, right?
Yeah, now since sir is saying two, we have actually got the second one, not this one.
Mm. Yes, correct. So that's okay. Now we'll follow this and later we can take it, no?
I prefer if I can have it because it's easy to note down things.
Okay.
Is it
I'll try.
possible, sir?
I'll try because I'm not so sure like how I'm going to. Okay, just wait. Like I'll do it.
Yes, so Myron is not there, no?
Yeah. Don't know if it's in another class like last time.
Tell me one of your email address to me.
Shall I type it in the chat, sir?
No, no. Yeah, type in the chat. No, no. Just tell me the first letter. Then that's enough for me.
I Inspire 2594.
Is it I?
Yeah, I
Inspire
Inspire 25.
94?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I sent it. Like now you can check in your
Okay,
email.
sir, I'll check.
I can share with everybody.
Okay, sir, I got it. Thank you, sir. I'll try to drop it into our group, so I think that's easier.
Okay. Hope now you can share the things among your batch, right?
Yes, sir.
So, like I'm just putting some slight ideas about the different research works, right? That means according to the Spearman, he told like intelligence is a single ability, right? So that means like single ability. That means he's telling like that when you get a a student, he's good at only one thing, right? They're telling he's not good at other anything else. Like he's telling like it is a cluster of items. Like they are having the ability in one subject area, right? So they are telling like that's what they are telling. He's telling do a factor analysis, cluster of items that measure the common ability. Like if I say this example is about English, right? So English. So when you say an English as well, like some of according to him, he's telling the people who are if we are telling like he's good in English, right? He's telling not only everything. They're having the intelligence on one cluster, right? And he's telling like it can be vocabulary, it can be paragraph, so it can be comprehension, right? So because of that, what happens is so you have to check all the clusters, right? That's why in your school education system as well, right? School education system as well, like in previously we checked only as an example if it is science, we are checking all the science from a what you call examination paper. So the intelligence, that means you cannot measure their intelligence. The problem is what you are checking their writing skills, that means their theoretical ability, but you are not checking their practical ability, right? But when you just get ILS, ILTS, what happens? Are they checking only one way, the English? Are they checking only one way, that just giving a paper and telling, okay, you know English? Is it?
No, sir, there are like listening and speaking and all three ways, I think.
Yeah, that means clusters.
Yeah.
That means when they say, okay,
That is
English,
this
yeah,
Like multiple ways of checking.
KVA method. Is that the method
yes, yes.
style you're talking about?
Yes, that means like we are
Yes.
getting the clusters of okay. When I
Hmm.
say language, intelligence about the language. So if somebody is telling okay, he's really good at that language. So according to Charles, he's telling no. Okay, if you want to check their intelligence, just don't check only one cluster. Just check every cluster of that subject area, right? So they need to be good at writing, they need to be good at speaking, they need to be able to interpret, so listening, so all those things need to be there. So you have to check everything, then only we can say he's up to some level, right? Okay, so that is his way. So intelligence is a single ability, so what you need to do is you have to check the abilities, right? And also it is specialized in one subject area, right? And the other thing that had been came up by the next theorist was the researcher was general intelligence. It's a factor that underlies all intelligence. That means general intelligence is all about like that is the intelligence that shared among every intelligence or subject areas, right? That means we are telling some. That means we are telling it as these days rather than intelligence, we are replicating it as general knowledge, right? That person is not having even the general knowledge to think, right? General knowledge. We are not asking specifically like the previous one, language or anything. We are just asking general knowledge, right? How to use a computer. It is a general knowledge. general intelligence, right? Nowadays, right? How to use a mobile phone, right? How to use WhatsApp, right? It is all about what? General intelligence. We are not asking any specific subject area. Understood what I mean? Okay. The next factor of intelligence, right? If you lack in general intelligence, it may impact on some of the areas when you are studying, right? When you are studying, it will impact on some of the areas. Okay. Right. Spearman's theory, what he is telling. Now the problem came up. Now general intelligence is about like it is a common one, but in Spearman's theory, uh, it is having a controversial topic because he's telling it is single. So because of that, that means this person had been told intelligence is a single ability. So it is only going by the one particular area. But the problem is, again, he is telling, I found another update that is about general intelligence. So Spearman is telling, is another finding, it's about general intelligence, and he's telling it is applicable to any subject area. Then the scientists have been asked from him directly, okay, you told at start people are having single intelligence. Now you are telling there is a thing called general intelligence which is shared among everything. So you are having a controversial, what they call, findings. So because of that, to answer, Gardner, Howard Gardner had been came up with, okay, no matter general intelligence or anything, right? He is coming up with 8 intelligences, right? 8 intelligences, and he's telling, when you say these 8 intelligences, everybody is having those 8 intelligences, right? But it is the level of intelligence is varying, right? As an example, one person can have a good linguistic intelligence, but he is not really good at logical mathematics, and also he's really good at musical, but he's not good at spatial, and also bodily kinestics, right? Kinestics. And maybe he's not good at intrapersonal, but he's good at interpersonal, right? And also maybe they are naturalist, right? That means the intelligence 8 levels are there, but uh, they could have pluses or minuses in each and every human being, right? As an example, if you can think to yourself, like to about yourself, you have all these 8 intelligences. Like I cannot tell, like anybody. I'm not thinking anybody is there who cannot at least do a small basic mathematics. I know, like all of you can do the basic mathematics. But if I may ask about the advanced complex mathematics, I think there are only handful of people are there, right? Handful of people are there, like trigonometry or circle or those kind of stuff, right? So that's the scenario, right? And also sometimes if I ask from you, like, do you know how to play a piano, right? How to play a piano, like maybe in your school time, all of you have been done Western music, right? At that time, you know what is the 8 note, 7 notes in music, and how the piano needs to be playing and everything you are having. Right now also that knowledge you are having. But now if I ask from you, how many of you can play your piano by ear? Very handful of people would have. But it doesn't mean that you don't have musical intelligence. Yes, you have the musical intelligence, but it is not good as a person who is very expert in music. Understood? That is my thing. Okay? Understood what I mean? Or not? Anybody could give an answer? No, nobody has.
Yes, sir, understood. Yeah, yeah.
Because as I'm always telling, I'm not doing the task physically to some level. So because of that, up to some level means another 3 4 weeks this would be run, right? So in that time period, like I won't be able to measure your non-verbal cues. So
Yes.
because of that, I cannot understand. Have you understood or not? That's the main thing. That's why I'm asking the question. The other question, other reason why I'm asking always, have you understood? To make sure nobody is sleeping. That's the reason. Okay.
True, true. I understand, sir.
Right? Okay. And here he gives some examples as well, like for linguistic, there are some very popular people are there, like poets, like linguistic poets, logical mathematics scientists, music composers, artists, dancers, psychiatrists, right? Or leaders, naturalist. Naturalist means like some of the theory, Charles Darwin, right? So for this Gardner's theory, lots of criticisms have been came up. That means some of the people had been questioned, like whatever the thing that you have been told are intelligences or talents, right? But Gardner told us, no, those things are intelligences, right? Yes, you can say it is a talent. That means if you specialize it, yes, it is a talent. But I cannot tell that the nobody is having those talents. Like everybody is having talents, right? As an example, like if you want to play, if you've done music, right, Western music, like somehow at the end you have to play a piano piece. So some of you got the D, some of you got the C, some of you got the S, but somehow you have the talent to play the piano, right? So that's the reason, right? So because of that, like it is not a talent, it is an intelligence. So Gardner had been faced that problem. And the other thing is, it is difficult to research. That's true. Why it is difficult to research? Because it is about that the abilities, but it is controversial because there are lots of other theories. Learning theories are what going through with these intelligence theories, such as cognitivism, right? If you do not have the cognitive ability, how come you are calculating mathematics? How you are good at mathematics? People were asked, right? So some of the people had been asked, like, this is a motor skill, this is not an intelligence, right? This is a sensing skill, this is not an intelligence, right? So because of that, so it is really difficult for anybody to research on. And the other person, Sternberg, theory of intelligence, he agrees with the Gardner but suggests 3 intelligence rather than 8. He told, these are the 3 intelligence types, not 8. One thing is creative intelligence. That means that make up to adapt novel situations, generate novel ideas. That means your thing called creativity, right? The peoples has the creativity. Now I think your brain is lighting bulbs. What is that? These 3 things are being mapped to one very important theoretical model that we already had been learned. What is that?
Bloom's.
Bloom's taxonomy, right? Bloom's taxonomy, right? So because the thing is, these three intelligence levels are being the backbone principles of the Bloom's taxonomy. So the vice versa, it was validated or verified, can be verified by Bloom's taxonomy, right? Creativity, analytical ability, right? And the other one is the practical, right? Everyday task, right? Everyday task, the practical. skill, right? So this one is the one I'm just asking. Emotional intelligence. Another person have been came up and they are telling in the intelligence levels there is a special thing called what? Emotional intelligence. To live in the world, one of the most intelligence type you need is not the uh, not the intelligence that you are getting from the books. Sorry, not the knowledge that you are getting from the books and doing it practically. But there is a very important thing called what? Emotional intelligence. If you want to work with others, correlate positively with career, marriage, parenting, success. That means if you want to be very socially active person, this is a very important one. So Daniel Goleman had been came up with a theory called emotional intelligence. We'll see what is it, right? That means he's telling one thing is emotional recognition, right? That means emotional recognition. Emotional recognition means why I am putting this presentation to you because as teachers, you are the best people or you are the most important people to understand this emotional intelligence. If you do not have the emotional intelligence, it is really difficult for you to grasp whatever the service that you are doing, but you are in a very big trouble if you do not have the emotional intelligence. Because specifically the people who are teaching to early childhood classes, because those kids are highly emotional, right? Okay. So according to his emotional intelligence, he told like there are four components, right? So perceive emotions, recognizing, face, story, and understand it. Right? Predict emotions, how they change and blend, and manage emotions, express emotion in different situations, and use emotions. Utilize emotions to adapt or be creative. That means like doing it creatively. Like you can. That means as an example, actors, what they are doing is they are using the last one. That means they are using the emotion. When they are crying, actually they are not crying. They are creating because creating the emotion, right? Understood? So that means like, and the very important another third stage is like what? That means the kids are lacking in that one, that intelligence. What is that? Managing emotions. They cannot manage emotions. But as adults, you can manage your emotions, is it? Or not? Can you manage your emotions? Right?
We can somewhat try, sir. Like
Most of the time, yeah, we
the
try.
time, yes. We can like give out our best shot.
Yeah, that's like more based on experience as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. That's
Yeah,
that.
it's true.
Not like for the fellows.
Yeah, that means like not like kids, like you are not emotionally overflowed, right?
Mm.
Emotionally overflowed, right? That means like small kids, what they are doing is they are going to overly showing emotions to get the love, to get the attention. So to do those things, they are doing it. But when it comes to the adult level, we can manage. We need to manage the emotions, right? As an example, in your when you are coming to classes and those things, sometimes you are going through different scenarios. But in that point, sometimes when you are going home and you are telling to your husband or your sister or your mother or father, you are telling like that thing happened in my class today. I was about to hit him, but I didn't done it, right? Because I controlled myself. Or sometimes you could say when you go home like I was totally ashamed in the class. I felt like I'm crying, but I didn't cry. So that is what you manage your emotions. You haven't shown it, right? In your workplace, in day-to-day life, like you need it, right? The other way around is understanding emotions, right? As a teacher, it is really a big skill that you need. intelligence that you need. Because why? If you cannot understand your kids, you cannot manage your class or you cannot manage their education, right? Because understanding emotions means like you need to make sure like what will happen next and how they are going to show it, in what kind of situation they are going to show it, right? So along with it, you are understanding how okay this would be the requirement, right? So it is not applicable only to the kids, like for adults as well, that is same. But the problem is with that, when we are working with adults, it is really difficult, right? As an example, like one of the emotion when I'm, well, that means don't laugh, but I'm a person who is teaching psychology as well as practicing psychology, right? Because when I'm asking a question from my wife, right, if she's telling no, I don't need it, I'm always doing it. Because the thing is, that means I have to understand the emotion. It is like if they are telling no, I don't need it, that means it is really important to her. So I'm doing it, right? So the thing is, you have to understand the emotion, right? When you understanding the emotion only, we can go through the life very easily, right? We can go through the life very easily. So because of that, you need to make sure, like that means like you need to make sure like your emotions, like when you are understanding the emotions of somebody, like you need to see at them, like whatever the thing that you are they are doing, like based on that predict them. You can predict them, right? So it is a good skill, right? I know you are experiencing that. I just shared with you, that's all, right? Okay. And in the emotional intelligence, these are the criticisms they came up with, like apply to emotions. That means, should intelligence apply to emotions? Yes. That means, like some of the people have been asked, like, why the intelligence is needed for emotions? Emotions need to be managed, right? But the studies show, that's what I say. But studies show general intelligence does matter, right? That means if you do not have general intelligence, it is really difficult for you to live in the world, right? Okay. That means that's why most of the time, like in the classroom as well, when even in your level, degree level classrooms as well, at the start, all the students are, when we are starting the lecture, all the students are looking at the lecture and they are really good at that means eye contact and everything, right? But after 1 or 1.5 hours time, when they are starting to look at sides and look at the wall or look at the rooftop or roof and those things, we have to understand now they do not have the concentration, right? They are looking for a break. They want to get rid of this same what do you call lecture. So then we have to give a break. So that is how we need to understand, right? So if you do not know that, what will happen is you will do the lecture, but your student will not hear a bit, right? So emotional intelligence, right? Okay, and this is kind of a modern one, right? Crystallized and fluid intelligence, accumulated knowledge, and ability to do reason quickly when solving new problems, right? That means most of the time, right? Most of the time, if I am asking from you, like as the adults, like you are really good at it, right? Each change with the age, right? Because normally fluid intelligence is increasing along with your age, right? That means you can give the reasons and this is why I'm doing it, that is why I'm doing it like that, right? Because with your experience, right? Okay. And some things that you don't have, you just need to get this as your knowledge, that's all, but we are not checking anything these things in your examination. This part is not checking in your examination, right? Okay, because you are doing early childhood education, you are not doing psychology, BSc, right? Okay, so because of that, neurologically, is it measurable? Yes, you can check it. And is there any kind of influence on from the genetics as well as environment? That means for your intelligence, is there any influence come from the environment where you are in and from your genetics, right? So in that question, right, most of the theorists had been told what that means from the genetic influences, you can see that means like identical twins, siblings, unrelated people, they're not having, but identical twins are having kind of a relationship or kind of an impact from genetics, right? For their intelligence. This is the most important part. This is the one that you need as a teacher, right? That means environmental influences. If I may ask from you, like rather than the things that are on the slide, like do you think environmental factors are impacting on the intelligence levels of a kid? Different environment, different intelligence levels of a kid. What you are telling?
Yes, sir. I feel yes.
Yes, because environment gives them good. Because sometimes some of the kids are there who are in the who are living in a child level, that means very smooth life in their child stage, yeah, that means before adulthood, youngster, teenage stage, early childhood stage, right? So then what happens is they don't know about something called thirst, hunger, and those kind of things, maybe, right? But a person, a kid who is living in a kind of a poor family, they knows about those things earlier, because the problem is they are getting experience in that. Because as an example, a kid who is having all the facilities, right? When in the classroom, when the teacher is telling about hunger, they don't even know about hunger. What is hunger? The problem is they haven't experienced it, right? But from a kid, if you who is in a low income family, and if you are telling about the hunger, they already experience it, so they do have the intelligence. Okay, that feels like this, right? So that feels like this. So whatever the thing that teacher is telling in the story is true, right? But a kid who is in the high level family, they could ask from the teacher, teacher, why that man had been eaten from the eating grasses? Like, are they not having cheese? Right? The problem is what? They do not have that intelligence, that they do not have that experience. You can get what I mean, right? I think you are catching what I mean. Is it? Okay. So some of the correlation graphs, so how it impacts on the kids, like you can see, right? So not much of important, the thing that I have been told before, and environmental effects, right? And the other reason is what? The, yes, ethnic similarities and differences. Racial groups differ in the average intelligence scores. That's true. Some of the countries are there. It is not that is ethical to say, but some of the African countries, normally we are telling that means their level of intelligence is low. The reason is they are not experienced as much as education as in Sri Lanka or a developed country. Right? So the thing is they are having very limited ways of learning. So they are learning from those ways. Right? And you can see that high scoring people are more likely to attain high levels of education and income, right? So that means, according to that means, like if you do not have proper facilities, proper things to learn, so then they are not experiencing those things. As an example, these days, like lots of children are facing that problem. Like people who are going to international schools and those things, their teachers are teaching from home, right? And also you are assuming that they do have the facility. They do have the computers, they do have the smartphone, they can install Zoom in their phones. What if I'm if what if I ask from you, what if that kid is not having a computer, or if that kid is not having uh, mobile phone, smartphone, what will happen? That kid is getting disadvantaged, right? And also, he or she cannot ask from their parents who are doing daily job, and now they are at home inside because of this corona. They do not have another income to get it, right? So because of that, it is different. But after this vacation time, when they go to the school, the kids who have been done this online education, they are just been ahead than them. And maybe those kids who died from those poor kids, like we learn those kind of things, we learn how to write these things, we learn mathematics and music. And those kids are looking at them and ask like, how I'm going to attain those things, because we haven't had a thing called online education. So that's the problem, right? Ethnic and income, right? Racial and different things could be applied to this acquiring intelligence, right? Right. Okay, right? And the racial differences, you are having like IQ levels. You can see that means white Americans, black Americans, what is the IQ levels according to their researchers, right? Researchers, okay? And this is very important section, right? Races are remarkably like genetically and social categories. Uh, Asian student outperform North American student on math achievement and aptitude test. Normally Asians, these people. That's why that's why India is known as one of a hub to information technology, software development, right? Rather than any other country in the world, lots of programmers, IT experts are there from India, right? Because the thing is, they are really good at those things, right? That means not only them, like Asians particularly, right? And also white and black influence like some of the things about the generally in the world that are there, right? And the another very important thing, I don't know you will agree it or not, but I'm just putting it into the slide. Gender. Through the gender, 7 ways which males and females differ from various abilities. Girls are better spellers. Spelling? Is it true? I know, like all the ladies are there, you will tell yes, right? Better spellers. Girls are verbally fluent, have large vocabularies. That means, yes, that's true, because according to a research very recently, they found like uh, a, a lady needs to speak at least 20,000 words per day. At the same time, men need to speak only 7,500 to make sure that they are having the um, social balance level, socially balanced level. So that means ladies need to speak much. So they need lots of vocabulary, right?
So, but then I saw a similar post which says that half the time men don't pay attention. So women have to repeat the same thing. That's why the number of words are more.
Yes, maybe, right?
Point.
That's true, Kafila.
Good point.
What is
No,
that?
and also they are made like that.
Yeah,
is
they
why
can't
you
process long.
they can't process. Yes, exactly.
Yes.
They are like one set mind and they can't switch.
Yeah.
So that's
That's
the
why they
problem they have.
go, they are in one direction.
They can't multitask.
Yeah.
Yes.
Who can't
They can't
multitask?
switch from one to another. So
See,
can you
if you
see, sir,
want to
how
talk
we are?
about men, we will talk about.
So now you saw, no, so how much we are bringing in top points for you.
Sorry?
No, we are
No,
bringing
no,
in
no.
so many points, you
Points.
know, to say that, yeah, male is
Men,
made like that, like, or
women are
men are
made
made
like this.
like that.
Yes.
So that's a default actually. Or if
No, actually, like most of the time, women are really good at mm,
Criticizing.
they are good at management, right?
Ah, yes.
Yes, they are really good at management according to research. Like most of the time, like because the thing is they are really good at analysis, and also like they are able to manage things. That's the thing, right? But it is along with it, this those old things can be comes in. But like most of the time, it is starting from the hunter's age. That's all. That had been started from the hunter's age. That's all. Right. Anyway, like good luck with it. Right. Lucky you, so nothing to worry. And girls are better at locating objects and sensitive touch and taste color. And boys outnumber girls in counts of underachievement and outperform girls at math problems, solving, computations. The thing is, like the most of the time, men are intuitive. That means they are really good at like facing problems like they never faced before, right? They are really good at. That's why they are really good drivers, right? Because this is the things that I'm sharing in my psychology classes. So I just share with you. That's all, right? Maybe like you may not agree, disagree, but there are some other things are there like hormone effects and all those things, right? And so I cannot just pinpoint like girls are good, boys are not. Like there are some other things like hormone changes. Like because of that, some of the boys are there who are really good at some girl stuff. The thing is like because they are having more hormones, gent hormones rather than gent hormones, they are having lots of female hormones. See, scenarios are there, right? So that's all, right?
so
And
vice versa for the girls also we have like that's
yes,
more of a men genetics.
yeah, because of that hormone changes, like those could be like giving some different specialities. So I cannot tell like generally, right? But some findings. That's all, right? And also the last one is very important. That's why you all are really good teachers because women detect emotions more easily than men do, right? Because that's why most of the time the ladies are becoming good teachers because they are really good at measuring their kids or children in the classroom than men, right? Okay. So from this whole slide, what I have been done was like what I have been done was I just given you some idea about basic idea about the intelligence. What do you mean by intelligence? What are the types of intelligence are there? Right? Now I'm jumping into your topic, right? Today's topic, your particular topic. It is about what? Multiple intelligence, right? Your topic is about multiple intelligence. Okay? Okay. Multiple intelligence. So the if you go into your what you call human learning lesson plan, you can see this is a particular per week session, right? So multiple intelligence. So the proposed by Howard Gardner. So I told those things. So what? Well, here again, I'm just putting something like what are the multiple intelligences? We'll go to that slide rather than just going through the same thing again and again, right? So, but I just want to tell you, like the intelligence, traditional concept of intelligence is about, right, what capacity to acquire and apply knowledge. This is the most important one. The capacity to acquire and apply knowledge, right? That means how much you can acquire and how you are applying, right? No matter you are acquiring all the knowledge in the world, but if you cannot apply those things, there's no reason to have those knowledge, right? Because there are lots of people who knows everything, but they cannot apply it, right? Okay, right. And measurements of intelligence, what is the normal measurement? That is called intelligence quotient. So that is kind of a classical definition. And IQ test does not sufficient to describe the wide variety of cognitive abilities of the human display. So Gardner's main principle, if I ask from you in your another time, in another class, or maybe in your examination, like what is the main Gardner's principle? Main Gardner's principle is what? He's telling intelligence is not a IQ test. The people who are getting very lower scores in IQ test, but they do have a good intelligences in different areas. So because of that, he is telling, like, does not sufficient to describe the wide variety of cognitive abilities, wide variety of your mental abilities, right? So he's telling child who learn to multiply easily is not necessarily more intelligent than the child who has stronger skills in another kind of intelligence. That means when you are in the maths class, maybe particular set of kids are good. But when you are going to do the science class, you cannot expect those kids would be best at science as well. And in the music, those same kids would be the best at music as well, right? Those groups can be different, right? Those groups can be different, right? That's an example, another simple example that had been given in your note as well, right? Different levels, right? I just put it before as well, multiple intelligence level, spatial, linguistic, and those kind of things. So we'll go one by one. Spatial intelligence. Area deals with spatial judgment, that the ability to visualize with mind's eye. Career with suits with this type of intelligence include artists, designers. So these people are always doing imaginative stuff. Imaginative stuff. Maybe in your classroom as well, there are kids like who are doing like visualize. First, they are visualize things, and they are really good in what you call designing or drawing things, right? And maybe today they are drawing things, but after another 20, 25 years time, they will be really a good architect, right? Architect, because they can visualize things. That's the thing, right? Spatial intelligence, right? And linguistic. What do you mean by linguistic ability? That means deep understanding of words, oral and written communication skills, grammar rules, sensitivity on rhymes of words, major different of users. So they will become what? Another expert levels like poets, writers, public speakers. Why? Because they do have linguistic ability. What do you mean by linguistic ability? Here you have, right? Words, oral skills, grammar, rhythms, right? Rhymes, all those things, right? And logical intelligence or mathematical, like scientists mostly, right? That means reasoning, like giving proper reason arguments and relate things to in the real world things to what you call visual. That means imaginative things. Those people are called what? Scientists, mathematicians, engineers, right? Doctors, philosophers, because they are always reasoning and proving, They're always reasoning and proving, right? While I'm doing it, you also can think to yourself, what are the intelligence just you are having, right? Maybe you are in the wrong job, maybe, right? So you can start over, okay? Maybe there could be reasons like that, right? Okay? So intelligences, right? Because in because at start when I'm when I'm doing my O levels, I thought I'll become a good musician because I'm really good at piano and guitar. But when I'm starting my A levels, I thought like, no, I'm really good at maths, so I need to be an engineer. So I done maths stream in my A levels. But after that, after A levels, I felt like no. I'm no rather than maths. Like I'm really good at maths, but to get good reasoning. So I just done management, right? And so then I felt like after some time, no, rather than management, I need to go to IT. So I done IT and I just done software development and all those stuff. Right? After all those years, I felt like now I know everything. Right? But the problem is like I need to share that knowledge with others. So I then jump into the teaching. So now the problem is still I'm struggling with what is the intelligence I'm having. So likewise, so it is a very particular story. So you also can think of like what is the intelligence levels that you are having. Like what is the thing that you are really good at, right? Okay. I don't know. I just given you some clue. That's all, right? Uh, and bodily kinestics intelligence, right? That means control one's bodily emotions and the capacity to handle skillful. Intelligence should learn better by involving muscular movement and are generally good physical activities such as sports or dance. Right? So those people are having lots of, like as an example, the people who are not teaching kids, you may experience that some of the kids are there, they are not really good at like maths or like doing numbers and everything, but if you ask from them to dance, they are dancing amazingly, right? So because the thing is they can follow the steps very easily about the others because they do have that intelligence, right? They do have intelligence. Like you see these days, like kids superstar things and like kids dancing things are going on in your TV channels. Like sometimes we are getting amazed by looking at those kids, how they are doing those magics. The problem is, rather than even we cannot follow those songs, we cannot follow those dances, but the thing is, those kids are having the level of intelligence to follow those things, understand those things easily than us, right? So he's coming up with the musical aspect, sensitivity of sound, rhymes, tones, music, right? So understanding the proper pitch, composing music. So you have the thing that I have to tell like on the presentation, right? Musical ability, right? And interpersonal, very important thing. Interpersonal, as you all are teachers, yes, this is the skill that you are having, right? If you are a good teacher, this is the skill you are having, right? Interpersonal skills, right? Interpersonal means like you are very sensitive to the others' moods, feelings, how they are getting angry, what is the time they are getting angry, what is the time they are ignoring us, right? What is the level of motivation there that they are in, right? How the level of cooperation, how to get the cooperation, right? All those things are having inside you. That's what like the career suits like politicians, sales managers, teachers, social workers, all those people are always working with others, right? Always working with others and always working with team, right? Okay. So as you all are teachers, like if I may ask from you, like do you think like you are having all those things, is it?
Most of it, sir. But then this team is a bit of a problem. I don't know why.
Sorry?
Most of these things are there as a teacher, but then working with a team, a part of a group, is sometimes a problem.
Very true.
That you have to keep practicing, otherwise you can't work.
No, that means like
Any
cooperative means you have
Something to work
is
on.
developed gradually. You have to groom yourself to get that intelligence actually.
yeah, at start you cannot, but the thing is like somehow you need to accept the differences and then yes you have to work because actually like if a person who is not really good with interpersonal skills means like that means you need to train somehow because one of our extreme is there in psychology called if you are really lack of interpersonal skills normally not for you all like you all are teachers so you don't have anything like that but some of the people are having a thing called Asperger's syndrome.
Mm.
Asperger's syndrome means you are afraid of community. You are afraid of social interaction, right? If you can easily identify that kind of people, those kind of people always look at the ground and speaking to you. Look at the ground,
Yes, yes.
right? Always look at the ground because their confidence level is getting higher when they are looking at the ground, right? That means looking down, actually, looking down, right? And if they look at another person's face or eyes, they are always trying to go away with that, go away with it. Actually, those people are not liars; they are really truthful people. Like because last time in my psychology class, one student had been asked, like, sir, like when it come to the indirect what you
Communication.
call cues. Some of the people are there who are not looking at our face means they are liars. I said no. Not looking at your face means not liars. Actually, some of the people do not have the confidence to look at another person's eyes.
Mm.
Right? It is not lying. Actually, sometimes it is a kind of a social syndrome. Right? So sometimes you may have kids like that. Right? But they are really good thinkers sometimes, right? And
But
really intelligent kids, right?
few adults also have that attitude, I've
Yes,
seen it.
that means adults are also having like most of the time they are because sometimes after sometimes because the problem is with them is the trust. That means Asperger's syndrome is about the problem in trust, right? That means they are not trusting anybody, and also they are feeling like they are not
Insecure.
suitable to for going outside, and other people are laughing at them. So because of that, they are just going away from the society. So like that is a problem with interpersonal ability.
Sir, does it always have to be about trust? Because sometimes looking away actually helps you think better.
No, no. When somebody is speaking like looking outside, and that means that's what I said. Like I'm not talking about the lying. I'm just talking about some of the people are. That means when those people are like, as I told you, one extreme is Asperger's syndrome, but everybody is having small mental behaviors. So one of the behavior is some of the people are there who is looking outside and then only they can get into a good solution, right? That's true. It can happen. It can happen, but if you go to a extreme, then it is a problem, phobia.
Mm.
Understood what I mean?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Right? As an example, think about like always if you are thinking by looking at outside, think about in your classroom, when you are asking a question from a kid, the kid is always looking outside and telling you the answer. Then can you move with him? You are also getting that means curious. Why he's going looking at outside and give me the correct answer? That means can't he look at my face? Or can't she look at my face? Am I that much of ugly? Like people are having problems like that. Right? So think about yourself and that kind of scenario, right? So then, then you will understand, right? Because uh, I cannot jump into go very far with that topic, like because there are things that we can talk about, like how to measure is that person is truly lying or not, like oh maybe there could be a reason, different things, right? Maybe like that kid is having a phobia on you, right? Phobia. Phobia means like some of the
Fear.
kids are there. Some of the kids are there when those people are having mustache, right? They have fear of mustache, right? Because they want something they have been seen in the film or something. So because of that, they are really afraid to see the mustache. But they are talking with them, but they are not looking at them. Because if they seize them, their heart is getting weaker. That means getting a fear, and then they cannot concentrate on anything. Can you understand what I mean? Like,
Yes, sir.
yes. So maybe you also having anybody could have that kind of feeling. Some of the people, right? That means some of some of the ladies are telling like. Okay, you need to shave totally, right? To the gents, like having a beard is not good. Shave it. And the same, another lady could say, same gender, lady could tell, that person is totally shaved. That means he's not like a male kind of a look. He's like a lady. Like these days people are having, because each and every day again I'm telling you, I'm seeing things happening in the world, like practically, psychologically, Korean movies, right? That means some of the people are telling, some of the girls are telling that gent is really cute, because Koreans do not have the what do you call that beard, right? They are not having it, right? But the other people are telling, see, but we don't like those kind of dull kind of gents. See the American movies, like people are having beards, so like that is what how they are getting it. Okay. But again, it is interpersonal. You need to understand it.
Yeah, so
Why?
no, when you said American movies, she was laughing.
No, I'm just telling
Handsome men, no, so that's
these things are really true. Like whatever the thing that I'm told.
yeah.
Those are
So when you said about these Koreans, that means they can't grow the beard or they don't want to have it.
No, they're born like that, I think.
So the Korean films, they don't have beards, but they are really cute, no, sir.
They are like girls, man. They don't look like boys.
All girls and men look the same.
They know
Exactly.
how to care in the girls and how to give the love.
Love.
That's probably all drama.
It's
No.
drama, Nipuni.
Anyway, people are having. See now you are building a kind of a case.
Hafila, you need to go there to your husband. Then only he will know.
Yeah.
See, like, you are building a case. What is that? So see now, if you are integrating with each other as a group,
Sir, you're just joking.
right? So now you can understand within your group, like if you want to be good with another, you have to understand the other, right? One person is telling about like Koreans are good.
Korean.
Another person is telling about Americans are good. So when you are talking with them, you need to understand. Don't tell any bad about Koreans when you talk to that person. Then they are getting angry with you. So when you are talking to that person, always tell, have you seen the Korean movie? It is lovely now, right? So that is how you need to balance people.
Sure.
Interpersonal, right? So that's the key chapter that is
Oh, next time when you see me, talk about Hrithik Roshan.
so you need to understand it. You need to understand it. If a kid is there in your classroom who is really, that means I'm applying behaviorism to this, right? Who is really fond of chocolates, don't give them the what you call reinforcement as um, what you call a toy, because that toy is not a good reinforcement for them, because according to him his favorite thing is what? Chocolates. So give them chocolates. So interpersonal, understand the others and give them what they want, right? So that's it. And right. Okay. And I'm going to intrapersonal intelligence, the other intelligence level, intuitive and typically introverted. They are skillful and deciphering their own feelings and motivations. Courage with the intelligence include philosophers, psychologists, and those kind of lawyers and writers, because intrapersonal, they are work here. You can see the miss, like whoever that asked from me that question. These are the people who work alone. They do love to work alone, right? Because they are not much interpersonal. They don't want to blend with the others. Rather than that, like they are very, that means inside to them. That means inward people. Like
So, what
yeah,
if the person is in between? Like, if I take my case, I move with a lot of people. I
yeah,
like to mingle.
yeah,
But when it comes to teaching,
yeah,
I can't stick to a group. I want to teach freestyle. So when it comes to school, when they have a group and when they have a fixed way of doing things, I prefer to work alone.
yeah.
Then what happens?
That means you are in middle. You are in middle. That means, as I told you, you have 8 intelligence levels, right? 8 intelligence levels. So the intelligence levels could have ups and downs, but I'm not telling like any of the intelligence. Like as an example, if I get you as the example, Miss,
Mm.
I'm not saying like you don't have interpersonal intelligence. If you do not have interpersonal intelligence, that means you are a special case. You are having a level of intrapersonal intelligence, right? So that's why you are telling like, if I need to concentrate, I need to work alone. But after I'm concentrating, I need to blend with people, because whatever the thing that you have been done personally, right, alone, and now you need to present it. When you are going to
So,
present,
sorry,
cannot,
sir.
So,
Now,
so is that
now,
all
now
right if a person is like that? Because even I am at times like that.
so I feel they are more towards on intra, sir, because it's just that I don't know, because of the environment and everything, they try to mingle. However, their nature is more of an intrapersonal. That is a natural thing, I feel.
No, that's because I think we are born in such way, like we are kind of
That's a
quiet.
natural one, which you
Yeah.
are trying to become an interpersonal person, but certain things you can't gel with the others. So that is
No,
why
can gel. It's just that not
naturally
all the
you
time.
No, I
And
don't agree with that. It's not like you're trying to become interpersonal
no,
because
no,
it's there
I'm not saying that.
naturally.
I'm not saying that, but because you have more of an intrapersonal thing, that interpersonal it doesn't come everywhere. So your intrapersonal tries to come in where that is why certain times you can't mingle with people. As you said, you want to work alone means you're more towards yourself. That is why you want to work by yourself. You don't want anybody to help you
Yeah, it's like
or judge you or tell you
not.
or whatever, dictate
No,
you
it's
whatever.
not about judging. It's like I want to teach in a freestyle. I don't like the way the school, has a fixed pattern of teaching. So that way
That's
I
more of
prefer to work
yourself,
alone.
no?
So
That is
so
would
the
right.
that
It's
be,
more.
system, she's
It's
talking
more.
about the system of teaching.
yeah, so would that be considered as intrapersonal?
yeah,
Uh,
I don't think so, no?
no, I
Because
don't
this
know.
is
I don't
just a
think that way.
system.
It's yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. You're not
yeah,
agreeing with the system.
yeah.
Yeah.
So that is different. Yeah.
Yeah, that means agreeing with the system or not. What I'm telling is, Miss, just think about you are not having any interpersonal skills, right? As an example, some like think about a person who is not want to talk with anybody. Then it is extreme story. That is extreme story. Or
Like those
there is
computer geeks, no sir,
sorry.
those people who does like hacking and computer geeks.
Yeah.
We call they are like they don't like to communicate at all and they like to stick with the computer day and night. That type.
No, no,
So
they are
that's not
because they do
always.
not have that they do not have the knowledge to blend with people, not the intelligence actually, miss. Because
There's no
Yeah,
need,
as
I
an
would.
example, the
There's no
hackers,
need, no, sir.
that
yeah,
means
something like that. Yeah.
yeah, that means like when it come to a IT
Is it a
person,
birth issue, sir? Because is it
no,
because
no,
the parents they don't socialize the kids? Is it
ah,
that's
no,
the
no, no,
reason?
that not,
So profession
not
also makes
yeah,
them, now when
profession.
they are with the friends, when they are with the friends, they are not the same. But
Hmm.
when they are when professionally, they turn out to be like that. But that's not their intelligence.
Yeah,
But
because the
sometimes
thing
they turn
is,
out to be that way also, no? Isn't
So
it?
that is professionally they are like that. When it comes to work, they are more focused on that. So that you
yes,
can't say they are more intrapersonal people. They are very good with the friends. So there are people. I'm not saying always, but I'm saying there are people who are good with friends also. So
Correct.
so you can't come to a conclusion saying that okay, because when you are working with a computer, you have to be friends.
Yeah,
So
true.
it's like one to one only.
No.
what is the best way is like normally we are telling is if you find a person who is not really good interpersonal skills, not having interpersonal skills, what we are telling is why that person is not blending with the others is sometimes they are feeling like those people are not having the uh, what you call abilities that they are having, right? So because
Sharing,
of that,
Not the
if you
same
want to blend,
mindset.
yeah,
sharing.
yes, so because of that, what you have to do is, yes, if you are a computer technocrat, you can blend with another computer technocrat. So then you don't have lots of things to be shared, right? And in that situation, if they speak, no problem. But some of the people are there, even if you are in the same group, even if you are with a collection of people, group of people who are really good at computers, but still they are not speaking, right?
Then of course, yeah,
Then
true.
it is those are special scenarios.
Mm.
As an example, you all are teachers. So
Mm.
that's why you are talking with each other and sharing your experience. That is good. But if inside you, if there is a person, even if you ask the questions because of the teaching, because you know she's a teacher, but she's telling no, I don't have anything like that. The problem is she haven't taught before. Right? So they do not have any experience in that. So then there cannot be intelligence. So that's it.
So okay, we can also say this way: they enjoy their company more than others' company.
Yes, that's true.
That is why they are intrapersonal.
Yes, because all the people needs that kind of a time period, right? Any person needs it, right? If not,
So that's not wrong too.
sorry,
So that's not wrong too, no? So
no,
some
no,
No,
no, it is not
nothing
wrong.
is right or wrong, but
No, no, yeah,
you won't be able to be normal with a lot of people. Like you won't gel
yeah,
fast. You will
fast,
take
yeah,
time to gel.
true,
yes.
true. Yeah.
So that's it. Like as an example, get a politician and yourself, right? Then you can understand, right? Politician is whom, right? Politician is a person who needs his he has an objective. So because of that, it is must to have interpersonal and less amount of intrapersonal, right? But again, when it comes to a normal person, we have a balanced life. That's the scenario. So don't think about into the extreme. So if you think extreme, like I need to be interpersonal, so I'm going extreme into the interpersonal, don't do it because just have a balance. That's what multiple intelligence is all about. But if you are specializing something, then the career will made you in that way. That means you can make your career in that way, right? That's it. Are you clear with it? That's
Yes.
a
Yes, sir.
main thing, right? I discuss with you. I done all the things with you to understand. Like you understood everything. That's all, right? Okay. And naturalistic intelligence. That means nature, nurturing and relating information to one's natural surroundings. So those intelligence include naturalists, farmers, gardeners. That means always work with nature, right? Work with nature, right? Always protecting nature and those kind of stuff, right? So, so here, existential intelligences, ability to contemplate phenomena or questions beyond the sensory data, such as infinite. So that means ideal careers, cosmologists, philosophers. That means something that is not existing. They are thinking and just going for different extremes. Scientists most of the time, right? So that is the last one. So most of the time you are finding very less amount of people in this level, right? That means who is looking for research all the time, always looking for research, thinking about new theories and those kind of stuff, right? So always ability to contemplate phenomena or questions beyond the sensory data. That means we are not seeing, we are not experiencing, but you're building a phenomena like a concept, like this kind of a thing, that kind of thing, right? So those are the intelligence levels. So maybe like some of the intelligence levels you cannot see from the kids, right? You cannot expect from the kids like all the intelligence levels. As an example, this last one, this kind of intelligence levels you cannot expect from a kid, but along with their education, they are using these intelligence levels. Okay, that means first they need to get the knowledge. Without the knowledge, they can. Okay, science and all those stuff. Okay, right. One day, like one of you will becoming, you will use this intelligences and you will end up with a new teaching theory, right? Who knows,
True.
right? Okay, so you have a, big pathway to go. Like still you are in bachelor in education.
Let us pass this.
Sorry,
I want to first pass this.
I don't get it.
First, I want to get through this degree.
Degree.
That is true, sir. Let's focus on this.
This.
Yeah, just to get the degree. That's all. Just
No,
get
no,
the
no,
degree.
no. First the degree, and then it will carry on.
Okay, okay, good, good. That's what I said. Who knows? Who knows? Like after B.Ed, like we are not seeing, right? But one day, like when I'm switching off the television, like I will see like new concept, right? Okay, because we are getting older, so we don't know, right? So one day I can tell. I have been taught one day or several days for that lady, so I can tell you proudly, you know. So that's how I'm always dreaming about my students. Okay. Anyway, that is off the record. So anyway,
Yeah.
yeah,
Now these intelligences, we can't actually measure them, right? Maybe to an extent, but not completely, no?
not completely because as in the start as well, means I told you like IQ test is one way, but some of the intelligence levels you cannot measure. That means there are lots of measurements are there in the world now, different machines and those kind of things. Sometimes they are measuring up with the electric pulses, that a level of electric pulses from the neuron system and those kind of modern ways are there. But we cannot tell that exactly this level or it is the correct experiment. No, there is no. Yes, right. That's the thing.
Because now this Mensa thing, now they identify, like this person has very high intelligence and all that.
Yeah,
So that's what I asked.
yeah. That means different measurements are there, means different equipments are there. They are telling like when you measure by that, we can find out they do have extra intelligence, abnormal intelligence, like kind. But again, I'm telling you, like, if you want to be a normal person, and if you want to specialize in one area, but better, like, you need to have all the skills, so these intelligences, but it can have some small ups and downs, that's all, right? That's the thing, right? Because if you go into one extreme, most probably you will miss some of the others, right? Okay, you got it or not?
Yes, sir.
Right. Okay, that is my lesson for today. Like, I hope now you all are continuing your what do you call, assignment
Assignment.
works, right? Assignment work. So hopefully, I'm expecting some uh, good assignments from you all, right? And see, another three. Like, maximum four, mostly three sessions would be there to complete my lesson, like my module. Like, most probably I would ask a session on Saturday or Sunday, and then following week, 2 days, I'm done, right? So then your module is finished. Okay,
Okay.
right? That is my whole plan, right? Is there anything you need to ask from me about anything? Anybody?
So only when we read through I've read through the assignment but not started yet. So when we start, we
Yeah,
will see.
just read, and because you have time, like, because I think the deadline was given as what, when?
We didn't, did
15.
we get a deadline?
I don't
15.
think we
That
got
means under the assignment, is there no deadline?
It says 15. No?
It's an old, um, it's an old deadline, no?
I
Is it on deadline?
It's
They haven't changed it.
2018. They haven't changed it, sir.
They haven't changed it. Okay. Then mostly, like, just get this like up to third
yes.
week of May, like even the month of May, no problem. Just get it and complete.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I'm completing by coming week. That means I'm having a date like 15th May, so I'm completing it on that date. So then you have time to complete and submit. Okay.
Okay, sir. Sir, are
So
you teaching psychology as well?
I'm teaching psychology. Yes.
For us,
Huh?
No, at IDM.
he is.
Yeah, I'm
So
teaching psychology.
It's is it like the degree in psychology, or is it like a part of some other degree?
No, degree in psychology is there. BSc in psychology, it is there. So I'm teaching from different levels. I like, because like, as an example, clinical part and those things, like different lectures are coming. But normally I'm doing some other subjects. Yes,
Ah, okay.
because my one of our main favorite area is social, so, social, abnormal, and those kind of ones. So that's what normally I'm sharing with my students, like, whatever the thing, whatever the point that is coming, it is good for your knowledge. Like,
Yeah,
degree is
sir.
not about just learning this, whatever the thing on the board. No, that is all about you need to change into another person after your degree, right? So that's what my expectation is. Like, you started as a one person, but at the end of the day, after your degree, you need to change to another person, like, from the knowledge and the way of behaving and all those things. That's the that's all. Okay. So anything else? And also, Miss, that's our time. I'm really um, patience in lots of things in the what is happening in everywhere, right? I'm always laughing, and I can be patient in lots of things. So because the thing is, like, if you learn psychology, you know how to get things without taking to your heart, like how to manage things, right? If something comes to the heart only, it is paining, right? If it is not comes to your heart, it is not paining, right?
That's true.
Sure.
Right? So that's a small logic I told you, right? So then it is easy. Okay.
Actually, sir, the way you're doing it, I feel like going back to psychology itself than this degree.
Right. Yeah, but that means like that is up to you. Like, but the thing is, like, rather than teacher education is good subject area, but lots of things that is with teachers education. That means going up with psychology. Like, not only that, like teaching skills. Like another subject is there, emotional intelligence. There is another subject, social and emotional thing.
This,
That
this
there
is
was
for
a
the
subject.
masters you're talking about. Higher
Sorry?
studies of
No.
BA.
No, this is the BS in psychology.
Yes. Now, in case you finish B.Ed, sir, which pathway do you think you should go through
Sorry.
after B.Ed?
Yeah, you can do a MA or you can do a MEd. That means like in UK system you are having MA, Master in Arts, but if you want to do a same Malaysian or uh, Malaysian or like that kind of a Asian kind of country degree, then you have a MEd, Master in Education, MEd, right?
If you say
As
MA, sir, what are the subjects do you think, what fields you can go into?
that means most of the time in master's level you are having, or for early learning as well you are having, but in master's level most of the time you need to, as you are doing early childhood, better to go for management. That means management means education management, because that is good for you, because here you learn lots of things about the teaching and teaching techniques and all those things. So there is no point of doing again the same teaching techniques in masters. Rather than that, like just going for the administration part, right? So that's good, MEd, because it is worth to have an MEd these days, because the trends are changing. So sometimes if you want to do a UK one, you cannot find a MEd. Rather than that, you can find MA, Master in Arts. That's how it goes. Okay. Just as you asked, like I just told you. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Anything else? Anything else? Okay. So I think like you understood the things that I have been told you today. Next week I'll start the others. I'll give you the we have to do the inductive or something like another lesson. So you will be informed the next session, right? In the meantime, if you need any support in your assignment work, you can let me know, like these are the areas I'm not understanding, like, oh, just start, just give it a small start, like I written the introduction, is it correct? That's enough for me. I don't need a very big paragraph, sorry, pages, like series of pages document. I need at least just start one paragraph, or just send me like this is my page that according to the content page I just written some parts. So it is enough for me to see that you are going in the correct path. If you want, if you prefer, you can send me and ask. That's all, right? So anyway, like up to the uh, up to a kind of a level, like I expect like you all have been gone through, at least you have been read some articles, right? So until we met next time, so wish you a good evening and like yeah, evening and
Happy
have
Happy
a
Vesak,
Vesak, sir.
sir.
Thank
Happy
you, sir.
Vesak, sir.
huh?
Happy Vesak, sir.
Girls, happy Vesak for you all too.
Sir, you're Buddhist, right? So happy Vesak for you.
How you know like I
Everybody, it's good Vesak only. Holiday.
is
Okay.
So for everybody, it's happy.
But
Everybody is
then
happy.
no,
Okay.
Yes,
can't
yes,
go
sir.
out. No,
Good.
You
No
go to
problem.
the rooftop. It's up only.
I don't have a rooftop.
Go to the balcony there.
No balcony also.
I actually miss the class when coming there and sitting and listening.
And eating the green cabin eclair, is it?
Ayyo, food
Yeah,
when
And that
you
roast,
can have the experience very soon. Like
I
Yeah.
miss class too.
yeah, girls and the roast farm.
honey
I think
roast
like
ones.
I think on 11th Columbia is going to open, right? Miss?
Hopefully, sir.
Yes.
Fingers
So that
crossed.
they tell it's like important services and all that, no?
Yeah, sir, I don't
Not
think
for
so.
the
Okay.
institutions.
Sir, you can't
I
open
think
institute, sir.
yes, yes, yes. I
But
think
in
like
our
when is the
institute, we can sit one corner.
Please, no, Nivash. It's
No, no. I think
do that.
this is better. I mean, since you're close by, it's easy for you.
Pila, you are anyway covering and coming, no?
No,
It's
no,
not.
no. The thing is, it's not
Bring me
healthy.
also
It's
one.
not healthy. It's not healthy.
Yeah,
So
not
you can't
right
do
now.
things.
when is the schools are going to start? Your school?
No.
Most probably
No.
September, sir, or June.
Didn't say
Temporarily.
End of beginning of June, no?
Apparently, we're supposed to carry on with May, so June beginning. So afterwards, we get to know when will be starting.
Starting, yeah.
As
But
in
we are
June?
planning up to June.
Hafida?
We are planning.
Okay. So they have they
Hafila,
told
you're
like
okay, no?
any particular day? No, no.
No, no, no. It's just tentatively. They're saying June. We might, if things
Start.
are better, yes. But
Actually.
yeah. But planning for September reopening only anyway.
So you are
About it. That's
taking
no,
holidays.
that is confident. But this one June part optional. You know.
Optional, yeah.
Until that time you are missing the IDM classroom. That's all.
Yeah,
No, no,
sir.
sir.
I miss the food, sir.
Girl.
Not the class.
Vashini. Yeah, yeah. She
No,
also
no,
brings food.
I miss the food. I like to come on Sundays and sit and listen because nothing like sitting there and listening.
I think it depends. I mean, those who are more tech savvy, they are kind of okay with this. I feel. I don't know.
No, I'm okay
Yes,
with
you're
both.
right, Hafi.
We'll go as what you say.
Intelligences are different, so we work differently. You can't gel that easily.
Okay.
So you're perfectly correct, Hafila.
Yeah. Okay. So have
Okay, sir.
a
Thank you,
nice
sir.
evening, guys.
You too, sir. Thank you so much,
Thank you,
sir.
sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you,
Okay.
sir.
Thank you, sir.
Bye, girls.
Bye.
Bye, bye.
Bye.
Now go and make the nombu food. Bye.